Junkies. It's Half-Ass Model Garage with a update slash final on my group build hosted by Dave at Woody's Scale Model Garage. And if you don't know Woody, you better go over and sub him. And focus. Come on, focus. Focus. No focus. Sorry, Dave. I'll have his link in the description below. But anyways, this was hosted by Dave. It's called the Rock and Rolls on Wheels group build. I had done a Monsters coach after a favorite band of mine in the day, Rob Zombie, Dracula. This was used in the video that he made. It was also one of the reasons that inspired him to make that song. So, I guess without any further ado, we will bring you down to the bench and show you what I got. Alright guys, here she is after many of, oh by the way, sorry, the Half-Ass News Crew came out to do a analog video of their own to post up on the Instagram. So that's these guys here. See? Half-ass. More half-asses to the group. Alright, anyways guys, sorry. Waffling. I did have a lot of problems with this. It's not the easiest kit, especially when it comes time to final assembly. And maybe because I was under the gun, I would have liked a little bit more time at the point of finishing so I didn't have to rush. As I had said in previous videos, if you go back and look, there was things that I did not like that this kit did not represent the real one very well at all. So there's some things that I've done. There would have been more that I would have done, but like I said, I needed to finish this group build. And by the way, guys, this is technically my first finished build since I've started my YouTube channel, which is actually a year old. I have ones that I didn't finish, but anyways, guys, so on with the show. This is painted in a Fusion Black paint, clear coated in Gravity's 2K. The gold comes from gold pens that I bought off of Amazon. There is no company name on them. It just basically says Spectacular Highlight. So basically what I did is I bought these off of Amazon, and I kind of decanted the gold one and shot it through my airbrush. As you can see, and I didn't clear coat all the gold stuff. The only stuff that got clear coated was actually the top pieces here, which I was just trying to see if it would bring the gold back out. When I first sprayed the gold, it was bright. It was nice. It's come down quite a bit just from sitting. I don't know if, locking that in right away might have kept it from tarnishing, I would call it. But, I mean, it still does the part. So, a lot of things the kit doesn't do well. The generator that's in here, I'll pause it when it comes around. Maybe you'll be able to see it. So the generator that was in there, I didn't like it. Just a big glob of plastic that was hanging out in the nowhere land. Yeah, it's not really going to focus in on it anyways. So I actually took a couple generators and made my own. I actually cut an alternator in half, and then took the generator body off of another generator from parts that I got, and then filed all the grooves for the pulley so that it would go on the belt. There should have been a bracket going down to the bottom of the motor for that, because that's exactly how it is on the real Monster Coach. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't get to fabricate. Um, there is no distributor that comes in this kit, but there is one in here. I did wire it. Another thing I wanted to do was actually put the fuel rail that goes in between the flutes here and the carbs and run the fuel lines. Again, just time constraints, guys, so I didn't get to do it. Maybe I'll revisit it, but might really not, because the only problem is some of this stuff is so easy to knock off and break. Um, the other thing, see if I can bring it around some more, and we'll stop her right here. So another thing that the kit does not give you is a master cylinder, which is right here. I also hand made this due to time constraints. I didn't want to, I could have designed one and 3D printed it real quick. It is plumbed with brake lines going forward and backwards. The only thing, again, that I didn't finish on those was the T-block to go from drum to drum. I will add it later on down the road, but as far as I was concerned, the build was done. The flutes and the exhaust system I drilled out completely, pretty much up to like a halfway point before the bends. I really did want it to look like it was hollow. This is World Stuff chrome that's on the pipes. Again, came out good. Same way with this windshield. That's also World Stuff. Camera's not picking up some of the vibrance that's actually in it. It's still kind of shiny, but again, the more you touch the stuff, even though it doesn't seem like you're rubbing it off or anything, it does bring the sheen down. So it's kind of like you're still affecting the paint, but not not like pulling it off. So just to let you guys know, I mean, that's what I observed. I've only used this stuff once, and they came out beautiful on the rims that I used. And I did these rims too with the Green Stuff World, and on those I didn't want them high shiny. I know that the vehicle is kind of, they show it that way because it's always in the movie, it's always clean and everything, but I kind of wanted to go for that slight magnesium look because we didn't really do a lot of chrome plating back in the day. And the gold that's on here too. Whoa, get my finger out of the way. Like I said, it's the same all the way through. Now, some people will disagree on some stuff, and so be it. But there are a few versions of this in the real world, and it makes it hard to know what's the real one and what's not. But if you do your research pretty well, there are, and I'm going to stop it as soon as it gets to about right here. So I chose to do the gold on gold. Now, the pictures that I was going by, this is gold on gold. Now, the gold for the curtains is more probably towards the champagne, but the champagne and the gold that I was using, they looked identical. So I was like, I'm just going to keep using the one I opened. I didn't want to open another one. Now, there is a car that I had seen, and I don't know if it was an original because, like I said, there's some pictures. People have done a lot of tribute builds to this, in a sense, or knockoffs, whatever you want to call it. And they did those in chrome or silver. The same way with the door panels back here. What again, this movie was black and white, so color is very difficult, and you're going to kind of hear me go over this a couple of times in this, but it made it look like it was vanilla almost, a very, very light vanilla. But I really do believe that he did the same thing on the original car, and it was actually a gold color, a brass, however you want to call it, because I think all of the radiator stuff and the head things and these decorations here, I believe they were high polished brass. I don't believe they were gold plated or like gold plating instead of chrome plating. I also printed out 3 figures. I have Lily here, Herman's over here, and I do have Gramps, but Gramps is not finished, and Gramps is more for if I bring this to a show, which I'm still contemplating, yay, nay. Um, there, like I said, there's a lot of flaws on here on different things, and I'll point them all out because I want people to know. I mean, if you do this model, um, these are things that you're going to have difficulty with. Um, I also had said in my previous videos, the solid axle that's in here, and I'll show you what it looks like. I'll pick it up in a minute. I got rid of that, and I put in the drop axle that actually is in here. I didn't get to do the radius bars. I have some, again, just like I said, time constraints to paint and everything else. Um, some of the boo-boos, and some of it's kind of hard to see, and I will show you it when I pick it up, but I did hand do the gold pinstriping, and my hands with my neuropathy and the shakes that I have, I didn't do a very good job. Not at all. I mean, I could have probably gone and taped them all up, but again, time constraints, because I had an issue with the first black, and I put that in a video. It didn't dry, so this went in the purple pond. I had to do it all over again. It really sucked. So the other things I did, this is rubber black that I painted on the top and sides because it was an all black leather, and the black is flat when you paint it, so I clear coated it, and to try to give it that new leatherous kind of look. I mean, doing the best you can with a model. It's, some things you can achieve, and at my level, this is the best that I could achieve. As far as the inside's concerned, inside here, now the entire car had velvet. I at first, in this section here, I did do flocking, and I didn't like the flocking look. It didn't really give me that velvet type look I was looking for. I did do some experiments that were advised to me by friends on the live chats. I tried some clear over, light mist of clear to see what it would give me. I even tried the red over it. I mean, overall, it looks good. It's just, it's not the velvet. Another thing I did that's not in the kit is the seat back here. And again, this is another flaw, which I'll show you again when I go to pick it up. But in the seat back here, this is actually a wood panel, and so isn't the bottom. But there's actually a wood panel on the back side of that. So I actually cut a popsicle stick, and I glued that on the back of there and painted it to give it that, the look it was supposed to have. The technical issues I'll say that I failed at was I put the side pieces on the table, and I used straight edge and everything, but then when I put it on here and lined it up with the little grooves that are at the bottom, this is actually crooked. One side's down and one side's up. It's exactly in line where it's supposed to be, and like I said, I'll try and show you that because there's some other boo-boos there. But it's not straight, and it throws the perception of the rear end off a little bit when you're looking at it. Uh, so as far as anything else on the build, um, I had to leave off two of the foot plates that go in the very, very back. I'm guessing the kit was short one because I know I didn't lose any parts. I had everything in a container and I only have one of them. And I wasn't going to put just one on, so I'd rather leave two off and just say that Herman threw them in the back. Let me get rid of the news crew. We'll stick them over here real quick. And then, oh, another thing. So, again, these are things that some people will disagree with and some people won't. Her dress was actually pink, not purple, that a lot of people think it is. It's actually really pink. If you look it up on their Wikipedia, you'll find it. Um, the person that designed these, they did a really good job, and I think that they do the part. They're just extra. I still got some blue tacky on his feet. I gotta take it off. Herman, I mean, these guys really, really kind of hard to do. I tried to get his scar in there and stuff, and again, the camera doesn't want to focus. Still learning the camera stuff, guys. I mean, sometimes this stuff works great, and sometimes it don't. But I just, I'm just going with the flow until I really hear somebody that actually can point me to a camera that's flawless. And give me a second to drink some coffee to wet my whistle. And yes, I'm a coffee drinker all day. It's 10 minutes to 3 and I'm still drinking coffee. All right, so I don't know how much it will show, but as you can see, the lines aren't perfect, and in person, to me they're worse than you're probably seeing on the camera. Another thing that I didn't like, that I didn't know, is the headlight glass. Oh my God, is it so thick? I mean, if you look at it, they look like this thing's got triple bifocals on it. If I had known that, I probably would have done either acetane sheets or something to make it look better. They also didn't really conform very well around the headlights. The headlights have other issues too. When you're trying to get the mold lines out and all of that, you end up almost losing detail. So I just went to a point where because all those little balls and everything, if you're trying to get that line out really well, you end up losing some of that, and then you're gonna have to sit there with mud and everything else and try to get it better. So there's a drop axle, and if you notice too, it's missing something. Yeah, I failed at doing the shocks too. I fabricated some and painted them, and with my jittery hands, which my hands aren't jittering too much because they're on the table trying to balance it. So, yeah, so they were a failure. I will revisit it and put them in. Just like I said, I want to also put in the radius bars and the steering linkage that goes on this side, and the radius bar on the other side. The other thing I did is, and I hope I kind of picked it up. So they had this big chunk of plastic going down the center of this. Anybody who knows the kit is going to know exactly what I'm talking about. They had a big chunk of plastic going down there, making it look like a drive shaft. Well, I cut all that out, and I made my own drive shaft, put on U-joints from other drive shafts in my junk pile. I got a bunch of junk too, like everybody else. So that way it looks more realistic underneath there. It's the same way, if I had the time, I would have cut that axle out and either found another axle, because I'm sure it's a Ford 9-inch or whatever they call it. But I left that alone. So, as I said, if you look at the back, you can see the seat's wonky. Yeah, not happy, but let me tell you, I did not want to bust it off. And I'm not sure, but you're probably not going to see it. But there's two little spots that are marked inside there where those uh, pieces go, and they're right in the spot. And I don't know what happened. I mean, it had to have somehow been out of level, and like I said, I don't want to break it because you're using glue, and the glue actually fogged a few things, so I had to do some half-ass model garage work. Black touch-up paint in areas where it's not the same color, so I wasn't decanting spray again to fix some of the areas that were bad. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it in other videos, but I did pick up a tip from uh, Charlie Mack, I believe. Damn, I hate getting old. Anyways, um, there's an issue when you put in the interior, and if you don't sand it down right, it doesn't slide in very good. And since he had put out that, I already knew. I did it. It worked out great for me. I never had any problems because I've taken this interior in and out of this thing so many times during mock-up and looking at things. Now, another thing, this is supposed to be a roller, but like I said, I took the front axle out. The rear axle would not fit inside the thing after the two halves are glued together. Now, I don't know if maybe glue or whatever, but it's awfully funny that both sides you couldn't put it in, and I wasn't fighting with it, so I ended up pinning it with a dowel, and everything was good. Again, I mean, this is solid. As far as levels concerned, it's great. But if you look at, and I know it's not, but if you look at the gap in the fender, it's wide there. You look at the gap in this fender, and there's hardly any. Zero. And if you look, can I hold it right? Come on. Wrong way. Wrong way. Wrong way, guys. There you go, guys. I mean, both fenders are in the right spot. So I checked out everything, and I couldn't find out why. Because originally, when I went to put it together, the tire pushed this fender off. And I ended up having to space. Sorry, guys, out of frame. I ended up spacing the axle up a little bit off of the body just so that I could get this to work. Now, I looked at whether or not I mean, somehow off-centered the tires or whatever, but it's kind of hard when the dowel fit right into the factory hole of the kit, and then all I did was open up the hole a little bit in there for the dowel to go in and glued it. I mean, like I said, I mean, she's perfectly level, but something's not straight. And I honestly, there's quite a few things on here that aren't straight, and I don't know if it's me or not. But if you look right here, there's another one. The radiator. She's a little wonky too. So yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. I'm gonna blame it all on me, pretty much. I'm gonna blame it all on me. One, Russian. Two, uh, I'm you know I'm still trying to get back into building. Let me put this up here while I kind of do a ending here. So, hey, slow down, slow down. Slow down some more. People want to see it. Um, so yeah, I don't know what to say as far as my building skills. I mean, if you once you see some of my other stuff, I mean, it could have been just an off time. I mean, the kit was stressing me out a little bit. Another thing, I'd like some comments. You know, let me know what you think. But another thing is I will take it to a show just because I built it. It's never gonna win anything because there's a lot of flaws in it. But I'd like to ask the group on looking at this model, how would you wax and buff it? Or wax it at least. There's so many things in the way that you can knock off. Um, I'm thinking of trying cotton swab to try to get some of my fingerprints off of it, but it's just kind of like I don't know what to do. Um, but anyways, leave me a comment if you'd like. So I'm gonna kind of basically, I think that's it. I want to thank Dave. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna actually get in on another one this year, Dave. I do have some things that I'd like to build this year and some group builds, and I definitely don't work well under pressure or a timeline, especially with my health conditions. I have days that I can't do certain things. Anyways, I'm not trying to complain about anything. I am working on my zombie bill. I did do a post on that. So hopefully a reveal will be coming up on that. And then after that, I will be working on another unfinished project that was my Acme build for last year. And hopefully get it finished this year. And because I plan on going to Acme. I'm hoping to meet some people up there. This one here, I'll definitely be bringing, and hopefully the zombie build that I finish, I'll be bringing. And if I get the Acme build done, then I'll be bringing that. So with that, guys, I want to say stay safe for the holidays. Um, keep all your fingers, like Bruce says. Keep all your fingers, especially with explosives. I've had some firecrackers go off in my hands, and I've had fingers numb for weeks because of that. So, just saying, don't be stupid. Um, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.